Good afternoon. Please be seated. Hi, I'm Raj Caddy. I'm the Dean of the School of Engineering and Technology. It used to be called the Institute of Technology. So thank you for being here, and welcome to the 5th graduation ceremony for the Master of Cybersecurity and Leadership program at UW Tacoma. Please join me in congratulating the graduates of the class of 2018 on their outstanding achievements. These graduates had great support from many people, many of whom are in this room, including their family members, partners, friends, and employers. So let us give a big round of applause for all those who supported our graduates. I would also like to acknowledge our faculty and staff, a gifted and dedicated group of teachers, scholars, and professionals. Would the faculty and staff of UW Tacoma please stand and be recognized? Special thanks to Dr. Yan Bai, the director of the MCL program. Curtis Black, the graduate school advisor, he's back there. And Howard Smith, the dean of the Milgard School of Business. I'm not going to keep you guys waiting. I would like to invite Chancellor Mark Pagano to say a few words. Welcome, Chancellor.
Thank you very much, Dean Cotty. Great minds think alike, because I want to do about the same thing that Dr. Cotty did, but maybe a little different flavor to it. But it's my privilege to serve as chancellor of this institution, an institution that we're all very proud of. We are Washington's urban serving campus, and what that means is we have adopted the tenets of an urban serving campus, which are foursome. The first one is that we provide access to a world-class education, a world-class UW education, right here where the students are. Secondly, our faculty work and teach and do service in areas that are related to our community, and this program is a great example of that. Also, we do everything through partnerships with our community here, and our fourth tenet is we are here to help provide educational, social, and economic development for this region, and I believe UW Tacoma does it very well. We have a beautiful campus, and we feel like it's seamless with this community. So my favorite part of my job is to welcome people to our campus. So I also want to welcome all of you here, but specifically the friends and the family, even the enemies, if there's enemies of the graduates here too. I welcome you to this campus. We're very happy to have you here, and we try to pull out all the stops to make you feel welcome. The second thing I want to do is also thank our wonderful faculty and staff. I actually have the privilege of serving as a faculty member in the new school. Actually, it's not the School of Engineering and Technology yet, not till September 16th, but we'll pretend it's that right now. But I have the privilege of being a faculty member in this school. It's a wonderful school. The faculty are fantastic. They are tough, but they know what they're doing. They all have excellent credentials and good experience as well. The third thing I want to do is congratulate the graduates. This was a very difficult program that you just went through, and I can tell by who is responsible for the program. And now you're into a rarefied group of people in this country. Less than 10% of the people in our country have master's degrees, so this is quite an achievement, and you have a degree that is ready-made for today's workforce. It's a high-demand field, very high-demand field, very technical, and there are countless number of ways you can take your degree. So congratulations to the graduates. Thank you for the faculty and staff, and welcome to everybody else to our program. Thank you. I also have another very favorite part of my job, and that's I get to introduce distinguished guests. And today, the guest that I'm going to introduce is the keynote speaker for today's graduation, and it's Mr. Alexander Weeks. He's the Chief Information Security Officer for the Department of Social and Health Services. DSHS has approximately 20,000 employees that service around 2.7 million people in the state of Washington. He recently retired from the U.S. Army as Chief Warrant Officer 4, and he doesn't look young enough to retire, but he did, with a background in information and cybersecurity, and he is now a local friend of ours, lives in South Puyallup, Washington. So welcome up here, Alexander.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you, Chancellor Pagano, Dean Cotty, Dean Smith, Dr. Bai, and the MCL class of 2018. It's a pleasure to be here and a great honor to be nominated as your keynote speaker. I appreciate the opportunity to share a few topics and thoughts with the graduating class. Before I begin, I would like to congratulate the University of Washington on an outstanding cybersecurity program. I know that UW-Tacoma has provided the level of skill and framework needed for you to be successful and lead our nation into the next generation of technology, security, and defense. I would also like to thank the university for allowing the Enterprise Technology Division of the Department of Social and Health Services an opportunity to collaborate with 4 of your master degree graduates during their capstone event. It was an honor to have the team graduates work hand in hand with our Information Security Office. The MCL graduates are true professionals, and they have impressed every level of the Department of Health Services. Everybody that came in contact, they impressed them all. So, in preparation for the speech, I was concerned about the topic that I would choose, but after meeting with Dr. Bai, I was relieved that I could present a topic that would resonate with the graduating class. The topic that we collectively came up with was that of the challenges in IT security. Each of you will more than likely be put into a position and have challenges that range across every domain in cybersecurity and across every aspect of personal and professional management. We can all get a little overwhelmed by technology and all of the challenges that it brings to bear. But just for a moment, try a simplistic outlook that focuses your attention on what is most important: the people, their safety, and your team's protection, and ultimately, their survival of your organization. Every person needs training to survive, so implement a training plan if one is not already established. Address known threats and continue to improve the training as new threats are identified. Build upon the fundamentals that make up a cohesive team, but keep it simple. Define and refine your team. Looking out across the graduates, I see cyber warriors, trained to combat digital adversaries. You provide a defensive posture, react to internal and external attacks, and secure critical information systems. You are the latest and the greatest leaders of our time in cyber warfare. As a former military member, it's easier for me to envision struggles of a cybersecurity professional in direct relation to soldiers in an area of conflict. The landscape and framework that we must defend is very much like that of a changing battlefield. The defenders, like yourselves, are the team leaders that provide the basic requirements for security and the survival of your organization. Cybersecurity is the infinite game, and to stay in the infinite game, we have to outlast our adversaries and provide the support that our community needs. It is not about the battles that happen on a regular basis. It's about the long war. Your cybersecurity team will have to frustrate the competition until they lose a conflict, lose interest, or drop out of the fight. The first step to survival in an adverse environment is to protect the most valuable assets that provide your operational readiness. As a cybersecurity professional, your first thought is often of the network assets. However, to make it through the long game, you have to know the most perishable assets are the team members and their well-being. That's why it's what we do for each other that makes a difference in our community. I want to share some statistics with you. After reading these, it struck me that there's a greater challenge that managers and leaders have yet to understand and overcome. 87% of Americans have no passion for their jobs. 80% are dissatisfied with their jobs. The number one source of stress, whether good or bad, comes from the job. And finally, the fifth biggest cause of death in America is from the stress related to a person's job. This makes me pause and think that as a manager and a leader, we can have an easy win. Just improve your team's well-being. The real challenge is to have the empathy for people in your organization, not just your subordinates, but your peers and supervisors alike. This will bridge the gap throughout America. Just keep it simple and understand that everyone out there is under the same kind of stress, whether they show it or not. Have the empathy to be understanding, approachable, and genuine. You will win the hearts and minds of those around you. Cybersecurity policies, framework, and the organizational governance, coupled with your own brand of leadership, is essential for you to have a vision that people can and will follow. Believe it or not, the influence that you have is often more important in this profession than in most others. The truth is that complex systems are inherently more vulnerable than the simple ones. And the internet is the most complex machine that mankind has ever built. It's simply easier to attack our modern computer systems than it is to defend them. And this is likely to remain true for the foreseeable future. It is not that defense is futile. It's that attackers constantly focus on exploiting vulnerabilities that are too numerous to count. As you know, I work for the Department of Social and Health Services as the Information Security Officer. I currently have 9 full-time employees who work directly for me. As an energized team of 10, we support an agency of over 19,000 state employees, closer to 20,000, who directly support 2.7 million state residents. That's roughly 1/3 of the entire state's population that receives our services in one way or another. The stakes are high, but the rewards are great. The DSHS team does not believe in what we do. We believe in why we do it. I believe that great leaders inspire action. If you articulate and evangelize your beliefs, people will come and they will follow you because it is something that they can believe in as well. We should always give people a cause to believe in. There are leaders and there are those who lead. Leaders hold a position of authority, as you know, but those who lead inspire us. We follow those who lead because we have to. Not because we have to, but because we want to. And for the meaning that it brings to our lives. Prior to being employed in the state of Washington, I spent time in the Army focused on information security, which later became cybersecurity. During my time, I deployed to multiple countries. I discovered that there are commonalities in all cultures. And that commonality is the tribal mentality. The tribal mentality can be traced back over millennia. However, due to its origin, the word itself can be thought of as less than refined. I would appreciate it if you could relate the context of the word tribe as a historical meaning. As a leader of a technical tribe or team, you will need to instill purpose, direction, motivation across your team. There must be practiced responses to threats and continuous training to ensure your survival. Now, I know that you're wondering, what's the correlation between cybersecurity and tribal mentality? The correlation is little has changed in the mentality of humans over millennia. The correlation is we all need to belong to a larger entity to be relevant. Each of your coworkers, your subordinates, supervisors have this innate need to belong to something greater than themselves and need to have a reason to give their best effort to their organization. A great cybersecurity team needs a reason to be great. My team has a mission to ensure that our residents' information is safe, secure, and they receive dynamic customer service. We provide confidentiality, integrity, and critical system availability to Washington State residents. Things like food, shelter, medical support are top priorities for Department of Social and Health Services. My team has been given the opportunity to use their knowledge, skills, and resources to defend the requirements of the agency. The mission that we have is not impossible, but it definitely tests the knowledge, skill, and resourcefulness of the most dedicated security professional. I know that you will be able to go anywhere, but I would also urge you to stay here and work within the state of Washington. It will be a true challenge and a calling for those who want to make a difference in the lives of others. If any of you are interested in a fulfilling and challenging position, I would suggest making a difference in your community by being a part of your state cybersecurity team. Simply put, Washington State needs leaders that believe in helping the community. Here in this field, one person can have the impact on the lives of millions. So today, I want to say thank you. Thank you for choosing this profession. You are the new era of security professionals. In closing, I would ask that you take on 3 challenges. 1, have empathy for people who work with you. 2, continuously build bridges and strengthen our community. And 3, inspire your team. Congratulations, and thank you for having me here today.
Okay, I'm going to introduce the members of class 2018 who receive honors for the two society. So MCL, as you know, it's a special program. It's joined the program between the Institute of Technology and the Migar Business School. So the students have a privilege for being inducted into 2 honor societies. One is UPE Epsilon Pi Epsilon, as well as Beta, Gamma, Sigma, BGS, respectively. And so, just for a little bit background information, so the UPE is an honor society recognizes academic excellence in computing and information science. UPE members are chosen not only for their academic achievements in computing science program, but also for distinguish themselves as true professionals by meeting the standards of society. So members is limited to those who can effectively achieve the original goal of the society, the goal including the recognition of outstanding talents in the computing science, and also the promotion of the high scholarships in computing science, and the establishment and maintenance of high standards in this area, as well as representation of computer science in the interdisciplinary community communication and the encouragement of individual contribution to our society through computing science. And this year we have 13 MCL students who are invited to join the UPE Honor Society. I will call your name. Please stand up to be recognized. Ricky Infusional. Is Ricky here? Okay. Let's just give him applause. Frederick Protko. Frederick's here. James Peterson. James. Joseph Sewell. Joseph here? Okay, let's give him a pass. Juan Travers. Mustafa Akrasi. Harini Blachandran. Justin Karen. Michael Dunham. Charles Gibson. Angela Hedison. Tracy Wynn. Pars Shang. Okay, the next one is Beta Gamma Sigma. It's academic honor society through recognizing business excellence. Membership in the BGS is the highest national recognition of students who can achieve in undergraduate or a graduate program in business or management. So, well, almost 3,100 students receive bachelor or graduate degrees in business every year. Only 15,000 students are elected to be the membership in BGS. To be eligible for the membership in the BGS at University of Washington, Tacoma, a student must rank up 10% in the business class. This year, we have 5 MCL students who are invited to join BGS. So I will call your name. Please stand up to be recognized. Rick Infusional. Oh, he's not here. Frederick Protko. James Peterson. Joseph Sewell. And Juan Travers. Congratulations for all of them. So the next one I'm going to do is introduce our speaker. We have Husky 100. Angela Henderson come to represent the class of 2018 to give a speech.
Yeah, that's great. It's nice. Fellow classmates, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, staff, family, and friends. It's my great honor to stand before you today representing the Master of Cybersecurity and Leadership graduating class of 2018. Thank you for coming out today to share our special day with us. As I look back on our path, I see a journey of growth and transformation. From our first boot camp to our final capstone project. Because we all came from different places, professionally, geographically, experientially, your view may look different, but the important part is that we arrived. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I'm confident that each of us faced some form of personal challenge at some point during this program. Yet here we are, celebrating our success because of our perseverance and our resilience, two qualities that allow each of us to embrace change and nourish life. These words, embrace change, nourish life, became my personal tagline in 2008. What started out to be an ordinary year ended nothing like that. I had a severe coronary artery blockage that was rapidly closing and nearly took my life. I was a fit, healthy woman who had the misfortune of having genetically induced form of heart disease, malware in my genetic code. Fortunately, my hard reboot, full open heart coronary bypass surgery was successful. Now, this event was beyond my control. It forced me to confront a situation, an event of massive life change. But I know that I'm not alone in this experience. All of us had circumstances beyond our control. And some of you have already had to endure the massive life changes in one form or another. These are the times where we might not fully comprehend what is before us, but we must persevere and be resilient. We must embrace change and nourish life. Today isn't about hardship, though. Today is about celebration. Celebrating and knowing ourselves better, honoring ourselves, our changing selves, defining the leader within, and elevating our best selves. Think about it. Through this shared experience, we are changed people. We have toiled together at all hours of the day and night, and sometimes across time zones. We've laughed together. Some of us even metaphorically blew up the space shuttle together. We made Starbucks runs and ate poke lunches. We went to conferences together and even captured flags in pursuit of pink elephant unicorns. We are the energy in cyber. We bring creativity, passion, curiosity, intelligence. Therefore, be bold, be inspired, be committed, be engaged. People will recognize how good you are. But we didn't get here alone. An abundance of gratitude goes out to our families and friends who supported us, who encouraged us, who cooked dinner for us, who gave us space so that we could work, but always stood by our side. We applaud you. Our success is yours too. I'd like to personally thank Dr. Yan Bai for not only being a conduit of opportunities for the MCL cohort, but also an encourager, a champion for cybersecurity, a champion for students, a champion for women. Women are dramatically underrepresented in cybersecurity. Globally, women represent only 11% of the cybersecurity workforce, and in North America, which has the highest concentration of women in cyber, it's still only 14%. So you can see the cybersecurity gender gap is significant. The underrepresentation of women in cybersecurity adds risk to our nation and our businesses, not only in terms of missing a large percentage of a needed workforce, but also in terms of diversity of talent and perspective. Thank you all to our male allies, our fellow cohort members, faculty, staff within UW. Thank you for understanding the necessity of building a strong cyber workforce and supporting an environment of diversity and inclusion. Our MCL experience has given each of us a reboot of sorts, powered with boundary crossing abilities necessary for addressing rapid changes across today's business ecosystems. We have new skills and novel ways of thinking that ideally position us to navigate the complexity of a rapidly changing cyber landscape. This is our new reality. We are and we will be not just skilled technicians, but capable leaders. When we have a seat at the leadership table, we will have the unique ability to see beyond shuffling packets across a screen, to see the bigger picture. We will be the ones providing guidance, building influence toward a more secure cyber future. This is our reality. This is something to be celebrated and embraced. The University of Washington, a world-class institution, has prepared us to think, to lead, to influence, to excel. Congratulations, class of 2018. Be boundless, embrace change, nourish life wherever your next path may lead.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brian Goda. I'm a professor in the Institute of Technology. I teach in the IT program and I teach in the MCL program. My job today is to give you a little history of the challenge coin, which I have right here. So this is a coin that was developed. Let me give you a little history about this. So in 2012, I was an active duty colonel, academy professor at West Point. And when you get 30 years in the Army, you're too old. And so, Brian Goda, you must retire, they told me. And I said, oh my, what am I going to do? I've only been in the Army, and that's the only job I've ever known. And there was a guy named Robert Friedman. He was the former director here. He gives me a call, and he goes, we would like you to come out here to the University of Washington and start this MCL program. I'm going like, start a program? Well, what do I get? No money, no faculty, and no ideas. It's your job to develop it and complete it. And I go, all right, sounds like a good challenge. So I come out here, and first thing I say, I meet the business school. This is a partnership with the business school. Well, have we ever done a partnership before? No. Okay, so this is new. And I met the National Guard unit who's stationed at Camp Murray. Do we have anybody from that unit? I guess, oh, one, okay. So the normal National Guard unit, when they have a national emergency, their job is to respond to like a forest fire or a flood. Well, this unit's job is to respond to a cybersecurity emergency, which is quite different. And they told the University of Washington, we need a professional degree where we can get business leadership and information technology skills that will help us. So this is, all right, that's my mission, and I have a year to do it. And I got to give you guys skills that people will hire you for. We just don't want to create a degree where you don't have any skills. So that's where we came up with the capstone design. You ever wonder why you had to do that capstone design? Most of you have finished now, correct? Good job. And also that exam that I make you take or recommend you take, the CISP. This is very difficult. It's the highest certification. It stands for Certified Information Security Professional, I guess. Anyway, 6 of them passed, and the rest had some problems. But they tell me they're gonna pass later, so keep going, guys. You know you're gonna do it. Anyway, get into this coin. This coin is indicative of esprit de corps. Now, if you heard the term esprit de corps for a unit gives you a sense of belonging and loyalty and history. And so this coin has 2 sides. One side has the Institute technology with the blue kind of cybersecurity of people talking, and on the back is the Milgard School of Business. And in the military, if you get one of these coins, so if you see these people with the purple stoles, so would you stand up, veterans, please? Okay. It's very tough to be a student and to be a veteran. We have active duty, we have reserve, we have National Guard, and we have people that have just got out of the military. And it makes a quite interesting mix in the program. We're roughly around 50% every year in this class, so thank you, veterans. So when I was a battalion commander, I had 800 soldiers I was in charge of, and they would absolutely kill for one of these coins. Now, you guys get it by graduating today, so you don't have to, So, now you're not gonna get it yet. You're gonna get it when you get your hooding done. And there's a little history of this coin that you don't know about. This coin is good for a drink in any bar that I'm at. But you have to have this coin with you when you see me. It's only happened twice in 5 years, so it's a rare occurrence. So imagine that. All right, and now I'll be followed by DC Grant. He's a lecturer in the IT program and the MCL program who will present to students. DC.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today to introduce the graduating class of 2018 and the Masters in Cybersecurity and Leadership program. Mustafa Alkazi. Mohammed Aziz. John Bacco. Harini Balachandran. Juan Chavez. Mark Cody. Bill Creasy. Michael Dunham. Charles Gibson. Angela Henderson. Tracy Huyn. Joseph Cower. Benjamin Kohler. Doug Kroll. Datumfa Mwanza. James Peterson. Fred Proctor. Nathan Russell. Kinal Shah. Oh. I'll get back. Mahadi Saeed. Parth Shah. Jennifer Smith. Ryan Sveisgood. Evan Towner. Thompson Varas. Robert Young. Prince Zek. Would the graduating class please stand and turn and face the crowd? Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating the 2018 graduating class of the MCL program. Congratulations, graduates. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Dean Howard Smith of the Milgard School of Business for some concluding remarks.
Thank you. Well done, and congratulations on this enormous achievement. You're part of a rapidly evolving discipline, one that's filled with all sorts of challenges and opportunities. So capitalize on those opportunities, please. Stay connected with this MCL program and your colleagues. You've developed, I think, quite a strong set of relationships that you want to continue in your career. Exemplify the best of what it means to be a University of Washington graduate and a Husky. And go Dogs.